Hey everyone, so I got the syllabus in front of me right here and I want to just talk for a couple minutes about what you see. I'm going to keep this to about 5 minutes or so, so no worries, it won't be some 15-minute thing. But I wanted to highlight a couple of important things in my copy. This video also assumes that you have access to the syllabus in some way, either through the PDF that's linked in Blackboard or you print out a copy for yourself. First and foremost, you should know on page 1 there are a couple ways to get in touch with me. The best way is by email. Under course description and core learning outcomes, that just talks about what the class is about. An outcome just means what you're going to be able to do by the end. As I scroll a little bit more down into page 2, you can see that there is indeed a required textbook. It's called The Humble Argument, and there are a couple of versions that you can buy. You can find one on Amazon for like $4 or $5. It's listed in the syllabus topical guide as the old version, and there's also a new version as well, which you can buy through the FCC bookstore for about $20. So I'm looking at the area called assessment method right now, and I want you to know that the way we're going to handle grades in the course is going to be a little bit different. So we will be doing A through F by the end of the term for sure, but everything else in between is going to be governed by the terms that you can see under assessment method. So it says exceeds, meets, approaching, and doesn't meet expectations. So the reason why I switched to this setup, I did it a couple of years ago, and I wanted to have a different way to speak to students in terms of assessment. So very often people just get really locked into the idea of like, oh, I got a B on this or I got a C or whatever, and they don't really understand why they got that particular score. I wanted to sort of take the focus off of that and say, let's have a broad-based system that allows us to get assessment back without the tyranny of points. And they can be a problem for a lot of people, including myself. Because basically, I'd rather talk to you about your ideas and not necessarily the points that you missed on a thing. So for instance, I still do the exact same assessment that I did with points in my English 101 in this version of the course as well. Instead, we get to focus in on your ideas and how to fix those things or change them outside of the idea of points. Now that's kind of a long story short explanation for why we're doing this, but I'm just going to ask you to trust me on how we're going to assess in English 101. And then there are going to be lots of questions and answers as we move through the term and how this system is going to work. And that's really all laid out in the document in Blackboard called the grading contract. So make sure you look at the grading contract and have a look at that really short video as well. Moving through this document, I can see there's a section called Test Papers Projects, and that outlines all of the assignments that we're going to be doing in the course. Because we're in this contract system, I kind of had to like separate things into two types of assignments. One are minor assignments, and these are all the small things that we do that lead up to the major assignments, which are essays and a portfolio. There's also a way to get an A in the course, more or less, and you just have to be really good at your work. You have to exceed 4 of 5 times on major projects to get an A. And also for people who don't do that, there's an opportunity to do something called a +1 essay at the end that moves people from, say, C to B or B to A, or even lower marks than that. Hey, speaking of lower grades, that happens a lot in this particular class. And as you move down in the document to the area called the grade table, what you'll see is how people lose ground. And they lose ground in one particular way. It has to do with their consistency in the course. So if a person is late or they miss things, you can see there's a corresponding penalty by total number of missed and late. So if a person hits 4 misses, their grade's going to a C, 5D, 6F. And the same is true with late assignments. And the one thing you really want to avoid in the class is not meeting expectations on an assignment. I feel like this is like a special grade that's reserved for circumstances where people just turn in stuff where they didn't spend all that much time. Now, I only give this grade every once in a while. And the way the grading system is set up is for you all to do your best work in the time allotted, and I'll talk about that in another video. And if you spend all the time that I ask you to spend on it, say for instance a minor assignment, I'll say this would take 30 minutes to complete. If you give me 30 minutes, you're probably gonna do pretty well, excuse me. But generally speaking, if a person doesn't spend that much time on an assignment, I'm pretty much gonna see that, and that's where the doesn't meet expectation grade comes in. Scrolling down here as well, you can see that there's a participation policy that has to do with how we're gonna work in this new structured remote environment, more or less. There are gonna be six total live sessions. I can't even do air quotes well. Live sessions that you'll see scheduled in the topical guide in the bottom of this document. Now, you're not required to attend these live sessions, but they could be helpful to the way sometimes people need to hear things explained from a professor, and they need to sort of have some questions answered as well. And I think that's what the live sessions are going to be. They won't necessarily be like, hey, let's get together and do group work and stuff like that. I'm going to use the live sessions to be able to introduce new content for a given workshop. So in the first week, we're going to have a live session that's going to probably talk about stuff like this and the contract as well, and other things we need to do in week 1. And then at the start of week 2, when we introduce a new workshop, we'll have another live session. So scrolling down a little bit more, you can see we have a late work policy within this document. All work is due on the day listed in the topical guide by 11:59 p.m. And then after that point, you have 1 full week to get that work in. If you don't get it in within that week, your work turns into a missed assignment. And that corresponds back to our grade table. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this particular video is the topical guide, and that's the schedule for how we're going to operate by week. So we're going to have 4 workshops in the course. Each one of those workshops is going to cover about 3 or so weeks. Within that framework, on the left-hand side, those are the things that we're going to talk about in the live session and deal with in online course materials. And the stuff on the right-hand side is going to be the things that are due by different points during the week. So I'll also make plenty of references to this topical guide document within our weekly materials as well. So that is the syllabus in a nutshell, in as few minutes as I can make it. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm so tired from like standing in front of the camera and talking. It's driving me a little crazy. Bye.